When I get up to speak to my family members, what I say is not the same as what I planned for. I talk in fear, I appease them, I hide my true feelings and intentions. I know it is because I am attached to them and also afraid. I want to avoid bad relations and situations. But it all happens so spontaneously. Is it okay to hide true feelings? How do I avoid chickening out at the right moment? No. What you have mentioned here is just the surface of the situation. It's not really because of attachment that you cannot fearlessly relate to the other. Fear is coming principally because of the threat of loss. You do not want to hurt or offend because you know that you have given the other the capacity to hurt or offend you back. That's what makes you afraid. If you get the fundamental principle right, Kanika, ultimately we are afraid about only one thing. Any person, any situation, if you find him in fear, there is just one fear really, which is the fear of self-preservation. Somewhere your self-interests are linked to the normalcy of relations between you and your family members. You know that. Back of the mind, you realize that if you strain the relations between you and your family members, they will bite you back. In whatever way. It might not be a very visible or vulgar way. It might be a hidden, subtle, subconscious way, as happens in families, These are supposed to be sacred relations. Nobody is going to visibly, obviously hurt his daughter or wife or sister. But given that we operate from the center of the ego, and the ego is always violent and its principal interest is self-preservation, we will hurt the other, definitely. Not obviously, not visibly, but in hidden ways. You know that. And you are afraid. You are afraid of suffering at the hands of those you profess to love. Here you are saying, oh, it is because of my attachment to my family members that I cannot speak reality to them. You say I cannot talk of my true feelings, intentions, etc. to them. No. I'm so sure because it's a principle. It's a principle that cannot be violated. If in relating to the other you feel afraid, it is because the other has the capacity to hurt your interests. That's all. Now, that's a bad situation to be in. Why are you so dependent in whichever way? I do not know. I do not know the shape, size, form of your dependency. But surely dependent you are. It might be that you are dependent just in a psychological way. Or you might be dependent even in a financial way. You might be dependent in a social way. But there is some definite dependency. And that dependency is causing your fear. Do not try to think that your fear is arising from love. Even when you say that you are attached to your parents, that's why you can't speak straight to them, you are making it sound almost as if love makes you conceal the truth. No, that's not the case. Neither love nor a common variety of love called attachment is making you conceal the truth. It's the simple threat that something will be badly hit at if you speak the truth. If that is the case, as I suppose it must be, then you must honestly think about the nature of your relationship with your family members. Whatever name you want to give to the relationship, the soul of the relationship is revealed in situations like these. Where is love? Where is truth? But it's not very surprising. This is the way most parent-child relationships are. This is the way most families are constructed. Not on the foundation of love and truth, but merely as institutions that exist for society's sake. How often do a man and a woman come together for the sake of truth? How many people really know what it means to love? And if you do not know what love is, how will you just miraculously and selectively love your wife and your kids? It's like saying, I'm blind, but I'm able to look at my wife and my kids. If you are able to look at your wife and your kids, you'll be able to look at everything and everybody. Love is like eyesight. Either everything is in its purview or nothing is. You cannot be selectively blind. Are you getting it? So, no surprise that such a thing is happening to you. In fact, very few people are able to even realize what you are realizing. That fear, etc., exists very commonly, the one that you are talking of. But very few people look at it as something undesirable. Normally, people think of it as some accompaniment of love. People will say, but this is part and parcel of the whole bundle called the family. You are finding it odd, that's auspicious. Now that you are finding it odd, let the thorn prick you fully. Go deep and figure out what the real nature of association between human beings is. Why do we, as we are, relate to each other at all? I'm cautioning you in advance, you will not find beautiful or aromatic things in your inquiry. You will come across a lot of ugliness, a lot of stink. But that's our lot. If we want to really get rid of the muck, we'll have to first dive into the stink. Figure out your dependencies, inquire into the relationships. That's the advice.